Hello, everybody, and welcome to your very first experience with Bring It to Life. Today, we are talking about a very special topic and one of the things that I love talking about the most. Me. I'm just joking, everybody. I'm not that conceited. Actually, this whole entire idea is based off of you guys. I really just want to help and get involved in the community and everything along those lines. I really feel like I can make a change, and that's what this is all about. That's what I wanted to do this for. We'll go into more of the goals in a little bit, but right now I want to talk about what inspired me to do this, and it is kind of moving, I would say. It was based off of a relationship with a friend that I had about 4 years ago. I had met this guy, just randomly came into my life, ended up becoming my absolute best friend. I mean, he had moved away at this point. His name is Jordan Mills. And actually, he has a podcast, and that's kind of what inspired me to do what I'm doing now. We based our relationship when we were building it off of one, sports. Every day we would go out and do something else. We'd go to Dick's Sporting Goods and we would go, let's say, buy a basketball. We'd go play basketball. Next day we'd go buy a football. Then we'd go play some football. We'd buy a frisbee, go play some frisbee. And then that was every day. We just lived an active lifestyle, which pretty much just formed our mentality off of happiness. We did what we were loving to do at the time, and we didn't have much at the time. It's not like we had anything other than that to live for. We would just pretty much hang out, go work out, and go play sports and have a great time. But in the meantime, while we were doing all of this stuff, we always talked about how fun would it be to have a YouTube channel? How fun would it be to do skits and make people laugh and make people happy? And this is kind of what inspired me. And this was about 4 years ago when I was building this relationship with him. Well, he ended up getting into some trouble with school, and then he had to move away. His dad had forced him to move away. So now it's crazy because he went back and he got everything together, and now he has a great job, and he actually started his own podcast, which is such an amazing experience for me. I look at this and I watched his first video and it felt like he was talking to me. So I was like, wow, he just pulled me in. I feel like I could do that to my viewers. I want to do that. So then I got on a call with him, and he pretty much said that his brother was the one that convinced him to do it. He said, well, me and my buddy have been talking about it. Well, his brother told him, well, why are you guys just sitting here talking about it? Why don't you go out and just do it? Why don't you put your money where your mouth is and do it? So then that brings me to seeing his first video. And when I saw his first video, I got inspired by it. And then when I talked to him, he told me that story. Well, when he told me that story, I was like, wow, that shines a lot of light on my situation. I've been talking about it for nearly 4 years now. Why can't I just go and do it? And then I built a studio in my basement, and now we're sitting right here. So it's kind of an amazing story that's how it worked out, and I never thought I'd really be in this position as quick as I am. I mean, honestly, I put this together in a week. It's going on a week and a half now, and you're seeing me in front of camera with this amazing situation. I never thought it would work out this way, but we're here. So honestly, let's talk about the podcast. Well, I wouldn't necessarily call it a podcast. Let's talk about the channel and what my goals are with the channel, what issues I saw that forced me to want to create these goals. The issues that I noticed was where I'm living in Fort Wayne, there is a lot of negativity that I see in my workplace and around in the community. It's kind of tough living in this situation, having a positive mindset, because I'll be walking down the street and I'll wave to people and say hi, and it's kind of like they try and avoid conversation. It's just a weird situation that we're in. I don't know if it's just the society that we live in or what we're growing into, but that's kind of where I step back and say, I feel like I can make a change. I feel like if I reach out to 1,000 people, or even if it turns into more, but let's say a statistic. If I reach out to 1,000 people and I touch the hearts of 100 people, and then I'm able to change their mentality, then that's where I feel like I'm going to succeed in what I'm doing. At that point, it's winning to me. If I get 100 people out of 1,000, I did what I was trying to do, and I want to grow. I want to grow even bigger and bigger and bigger, and possibly get on a United States scale to the point where I'm affecting much more lives than just what's happening in Fort Wayne. And the growth of this could be tremendous, I'm hoping, and that's what that is. Also, I see that my generation specifically, I was born in 1994. I'm 24 years old. So my generation, millennials, I feel like we're a weird generation to the point where a lot of stuff has gone downhill. And I'm not talking bad about us, which I feel like there could be a lot changed in this situation. I feel like we have a lot bigger responsibility because we are the technological age. We saw the change from not much technology to a lot of technology very fast. And then we were the first ones to really get involved in it. And yes, I am speaking to millennials. But now it's our responsibility. We have to take the torch to pretty much, for the future generations, adapt their mentality. And it's kind of tough with all the negativity in social media. So this is kind of what I want to touch on to bring a positive outlook into Fort Wayne and possibly the United States. I don't know how big this is going to get, but I'm hoping it continues to grow. That's the hopes of it. But we need to get these Generation Z folks up to date and up to speed on actually having moral values, because a lot of what they see online is not good. It's not good. A lot of negativity is based off of what we see online, and we need to really take a step back and look at that. So that's a lot of what I'll be discussing in the goals section. Like I've mentioned before, I want to touch the hearts of the viewers. I really want to get involved in the situation and inspire this certain motivation that people need to acquire, because we need to step into society and love our neighbors and actually treat them with respect, because I don't see a lot of that either in society. And now this is where I'm going to inspire motivation. So I don't know. I just really feel like there needs to be a lot of change. The way that I plan on doing this and what my idea kind of branched into is I want to go out to different places to involve the community. I don't know what exactly I want to do other than go out and ask questions to spark motivation, ask questions about finance, ask questions about business, how people are able to save money, or if they're even able to save money, and tell them to tune in. And maybe I could shine some light on their situation. Maybe I could change the way that they think about saving money. Maybe I could change the way that they think about looking at their neighbors. Maybe I could spark this mentality in them that makes them walk down the street and look at somebody and say, hey, how are you doing today? Just somebody that they don't even know. Make their day. Just like Jordan Mills had talked about, I was talking about my best friend in Bright Night Podcast. That's his podcast. Actually, I'll shout that out for him right now. Yeah, so he has a podcast, Bright Night Podcast. Go check it out. And that's what inspired me. So definitely go check it out. He could definitely shine some light on some things too. Like I said, it's Bright Night Podcast. I've heard recently that there could possibly be a change in names. If there is a change in the name of it, I will definitely link that in the description, or if the change is made quickly, I will edit the video and put it in there. But back to what we were talking about. I want to involve the community. I want to go to these different places, interview people, and it'll be locally. I'll go to PFW, Purdue Fort Wayne. I'll go to St. Francis, Indiana Tech, Jefferson Point, Glenbrook, places like this, just to where there's a lot of traffic. And I'll go and interview people and see what their answers are. And I will base my discussion off of those answers to give everybody what the majority seems to be doing and see how we can change to grow. And I want to start this movement. I want to involve a lot of people. And that's basically my goals. And I feel like that kind of is a good way to take this. Also, eventually, I want to get to the point where I'm doing public speaking. I'm going to public schools. Hopefully in Fort Wayne, I can start out. Eventually, I want to start teaching these children how to grow, how to get to the point where they will become an adult. Because a lot of what the schools teach is not how to do that. They're being taught to go in and follow direction rather than spark their own motivation and do what they want to do. We'll get into talks about that later, but honestly, I want to do public speaking and eventually travel around the United States and do public speaking. That's kind of where I want to go with it. Also, here at the start in Fort Wayne, maybe after the first year or so of doing this, I want to have fun runs around Fort Wayne. A Bring It to Life fun run, maybe a 5K. I don't know. I think that would be a fun idea. Also, I was thinking along the lines of cleaning up the city. I really think that environment takes a toll on mentality. I feel like if you walk out into a good environment at the start of your day, it brightens your mood. So maybe once a month during the summer, we could go out and have a cleanup session. Go clean up the environment a little bit and then consolidate the garbage and take it to these places to throw it away. But that's an idea, and I don't know. This is in the works, definitely. I have a lot more to think about, and I'll be keeping you guys up to date on future plans. But I hope that you guys will definitely get involved in the movement. I want you guys to help me. I want you guys to get involved. We need to bring this together. We need to get together and we need to bring it to life. And that's what this whole channel is about. I want to start a movement that's called Bring It to Life. And that is what I really want to instill in everybody. So I believe that's about it. We can wrap this up. Go ahead, comment, like, subscribe like normal. And honestly, thank you for watching. And until next time, I appreciate it. Peace.